I was always really fascinated by textiles because I come from a family that has multiple cultures that feel very close to textiles. My work is abstract. You know, I work with textiles. There are woven patterns. Sometimes I work with paper. I write on paper and then I spin paper and weave it. So the meaning is actually hidden in the textile, and so it's not really something that you see at first glance. It's something that you have to sit down and find out more about and ask more about. I'm working on this piece right now. It's going to be like a 16-part installation that is made from woven striped shirts, and it comes from I was kind of looking at why Jewish prisoners or Holocaust prisoners wore stripes, and also why historically prisoners have worn stripes. So it's going to be really interesting to create this, like, I mean, I don't want to call it a shrine, but I'm going to say it's going to be like a space where people can come and kind of sit with this idea that I'm also like putting in all this labor, putting together this kind of traumatic memory into a space, and kind of like help people think about what it is that they are afraid of mixing, what it is that they're afraid of colliding with, and kind of inviting them to maybe call that into question. For me, being creative is a horizontal way of thinking as opposed to a vertical way of thinking. So, you know, getting from point A to point B is sort of more vertical thinking, but a more horizontal thinking is like looking at all the different paths from point A to point B and kind of deciding which path you want to take. When I applied, I was on my way back from Nepal, and I remember I had this like beautiful experience in Nepal, meeting with, you know, weavers and performance artists, and it was wonderful. And I thought, oh my goodness, I need to have more of this in my life. This needs to take up more space. And I don't have enough space. It doesn't take up enough space in my life. And I applied to Halcyon. It was a friend here who recommended it that I apply, and I thought, let's do it. And so I applied, and I got an interview, and I was standing in line at the grocery store, and I like got this email, and I just like got all my groceries, and I thought, okay. And I started crying actually in line at the grocery store. I'm very much dedicated to undermining this idea of a contained culture, this thing that can represent a group of people. So you can say, like, there's really no such thing as Frenchness anymore, or Americanness, and kind of transcending this idea of a one-sided cultural identity. And textiles are this beautiful kind of metaphor for that, because you have many threads that form this huge surface.